There were some days where I would just feel incredible. I had all of that energy, all of that confidence, just ready to tackle the day. Nothing could stop me. But then there would be those other days. Those other days when I would wake up out of bed just feeling tired, angry for no reason, angry at myself, angry at the world. And I was getting sick and tired of this. Why is it that some days I'll just feel amazing and other days I'll feel terrible? Is it up to chance? Is it just random? Like, there's got to be a way that I can have more incredible days and less of these days where I feel like absolute garbage. What I eventually found out is that there are some habits that if I did consistently, I dramatically increase while they don't work every single time, those good energetic days rather than those terrible days where I just felt like garbage. Now, I can almost guarantee that you've already heard about all of these habits and like the benefits of them, so I'm not going to tell you in this video, just like every other video tells you, oh, like the benefits of this and oh, you should do it. What I want to give you is how you can actually make this effective for you, like how you can actually be consistent in it. Because if I would have learned that earlier, that would have helped me so much more. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is cold showers. So with cold shower, you put the setting on all the way cold. You don't do it so it's like you start out warm and then you kind of like make it colder, like as you do, like don't be a pussy, just set it all the way to cold. And what you're going to do is instead of like trying to just stand there and be like hype yourself up in your mind, just like, okay, I'm going to walk in the thing and like, because the thing is, you really do have to hype yourself up to get in that cold shower. So what I'll do is I'll either do some push-ups, some squats, some like small exercise, or like just like keep doing this with my arms and like say some affirmations out loud. Anything I can do to really hype myself up to go into that cold shower. Because the hardest part of the cold shower isn't actually being in the cold shower. It's literally just getting into the cold shower. All of these things, whatever I can do to get myself to do in the cold shower. If you can hype yourself up enough and make yourself do it, it's going to help you a lot. And the other thing that I'd say is that you don't even have to like be in there for as long of a time. Really, the thing that you want to optimize for is just to be able to like show up. So you can literally get in the cold shower for 1 second and immediately get out. That's fine. You can go in there for 5 seconds and then get out. That'd be fine. You can be there in 5 minutes if you're like that. Like, you can do that. Just get into the cold shower. That's going to help you so much. The next one is when it comes to meditation. Now with meditation, I used to use a lot of like guided meditations, but what I found out is that I kind of don't like it because like you're mid meditation and then like they say something that kind of like interrupts you. It kind of like pisses me off just a little bit. But even if you are doing guided meditation or you're just like doing it in your head, pretty much all it is you close your eyes, you're trying to focus on your breath, and you eventually realize that you're no longer paying attention to your breath. So you bring your attention back to your breathing. It's pretty much like this endless cycle of like forgetting that you're supposed to like be focusing on your breath. You realize that you're no longer focused on your breath. You bring your attention back to your breath and you keep like doing that. That's pretty much what meditation is, right? With this, you don't want to overwhelm yourself, kind of like with the cold shower. Don't say to yourself, okay, I have to do freaking 50 freaking minutes of meditation and then that's the only way that I'll be satisfied. Like, no. If you're kind of new to it or if you've like kind of fallen out of the habit, start out with something small, like 1 minute. It may not like help you as much as 50 minutes or as much as you think 50 minutes would. But the thing is, if you stress yourself or overwhelm yourself with this habit, you're no longer going to do it. Like, the whole point of this is that you want to make it a habit. So make it easy enough for yourself that you do it. And then, like, over time, progressively overload. Like, maybe you start with 1 minute because that's all you think you can do. And then eventually the next day you're like, okay, well, I could add freaking 5 seconds to this. Then the next day you say the same thing. Oh, I could add another 5 seconds to this. And progressively the meditations become longer and longer. Amazing benefits. The main benefit to meditation, at least the main benefit, is that it makes you more in control, like in your everyday life. Like sometimes is that it makes you more that happens control, like in your everyday emotionally life. Like sometimes overwhelmed. There'll be something like say that happens someone and does something like and it kind of pisses you off. Overwhelmed with meditation, it allows you to like bring your attention back to like the present moment and realize, okay, with meditation it allows you to like I could be mad, I could crash out, but I'm not going to realize, okay, I have control. Allows you to be a bigger person. I could be mad, I could crash out, but I'm not. Plenty of other benefits, but you've allows you to be the bigger person in like situations like that. Next thing. Plenty of there's a lot of advice on how to like get more quality sleep, and there's tons of things you can do. But I think what's helped me the absolute most is like one of the most important things. Pretty much what blue light I still struggle with is that when you have it too close to like your bedtime, but when I do get quality sleep, when you're about to notice a huge difference. Your brain is like still very awake because blue light just like energy your brain. Okay, it's morning time. We should be up. We should be doing something. So you want to block out all the blue light that you can. Like, quality sleep to bedtime. It's more the single thing that's helped me setting up absolute most with this, at least for because sometimes I'll just like be a dumbass with your phone, be watching anime, or want to be on YouTube while it's time to go to bed. It's a lot more rare now, but I still sometimes do it. You want to set up an automation on your device so that it automatically like has this filter and like blocks out the blue light. So what I've done since I have an iPhone is I use a shortcuts app. I go to automations and I do this thing with the color filters so that when it's about like 6 p.m., pretty much like my screen will turn orange, which blocks out the blue light. And so even if I am watching something like when it's time to go to bed, like I'll naturally just become a little bit more sleepy. I think it helps a lot, especially for people who are already in the habit of using their phones before they go to bed. The next thing is when it comes to fasting, and specifically intermittent fasting. Now, I'll be honest, when I first started doing intermittent fasting, it is really uncomfortable, especially if like you've never done it before. Now it's pretty easy for me, but pretty much what you do is from the time that you wake up to say like 12 p.m. or something, you just don't eat anything. And that's when you do like your most productive work. Pretty much the time where you need the most energy, that's where you do all of that stuff between the time that you wake up and say 12 p.m. It's really helped me in my levels of productivity because I've noticed that when you eat something, like say you eat breakfast and that's like a normal thing for you, you lose a lot of the energy and focus because your body is busy digesting. And you may not even realize it, but that takes like a lot of energy from you. So if you've never like done intermittent fasting before, try it. It works for a lot of people, so I think it would help you as well. It's a little bit uncomfortable at first, but you'll get used to it pretty soon. The last thing is when it comes to eating the frog, and this is probably one of the biggest things for me, one of the biggest things that's helped me. So pretty much the idea is, say you're given, like, you're in a scenario where you're given a frog, like a live frog, and you're also giving like a really nice tasting meal. You can either eat the frog first or you can eat the frog last. Now, which one are you deciding to do? And the idea behind this is that if you eat the frog last, you're going to have that nasty, mushy, live frog taste in your mouth, and it's kind of going to like ruin the rest of your day, like after you eat that, right? But if you eat the frog first, yeah, it tastes nasty and mushy or whatever, but then you eat like the nice palatable food later, then like your last experience is with that like nice tasting thing. So it's like, all right, you want to do the hardest work first, and then later on you can do like whatever is easy, more relaxing for you. That's kind of the whole idea with it. Because most of the time without this is you'll end up doing like some of the more shallow, easier work, but you'll always like have in that head or have in your head like, okay, well, I've still got to do this one really important thing. And then it comes to the end of the day, you finally do it, but like you don't even do it well. And pretty much your whole day was ruined just because like that big, hard task was always on your mind. So just do the hard work first, and you'll thank yourself later. It makes you feel really like proud of yourself as well, because it's like, yeah, I did that first thing. It just feels good. Now, the thing with most of these habits, and honestly a lot of the habits that you're going to encounter and like develop and do over your lifetime, it goes off of this idea of instant versus delayed gratification. And pretty much the idea of this is that the things that give you instant gratification, oftentimes long term, they're terrible for you. And vice versa with delayed gratification. The things that kind of hurt and suck to do right now, they're going to have a long term, like bigger benefit for you. So one good example of this is like there's a bunch of videos online right now that are like pretty shitty that say like, oh, how to make $1,000 today, like online, like 7 tips of how to start a business and like make $1 million like today. And it's like if you've watched those types of videos, you know like how bad they are. They're just a complete waste of your time. But if you were to spend more time doing something a little bit more uncomfortable, like say reading a book by someone who's actually made $1 million, who's actually gotten this success, and like they give you some advice that's not so easy, it's kind of like hard, like, oh, you have to do these certain things. It's like it hurts or it sucks. It's you don't want to do it at first, but the gratification comes later, and long term, it's gonna like serve you more. Um, and that's pretty much the whole concept that it's good to have in your head and understand. So, yeah, I just thought I'd share that. And the thing is, like, I'm not just giving you this advice and just like, just to say it and like make a video. Like, I literally practice this. This is my like recording this video right now. This is my eat the frog task. It's been about 2 hours. It's about 10 a.m. right now. And I've been trying to record this video for 2 hours, believe it or not. I've just had so many fucking brain farts, but whatever. But my delayed gratification, like my reward for this is that eventually my skills are going to get really good, even if they like seem kind of shit right now. And I'm going to help men develop themselves and like really improve the quality of their lives. I think that if I can do that, not only will I be like well off, but I'll also be doing something that's actually like more meaningful to me. Hope that you got some value from this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe because that'll do me a big favor. And also, you'll be able to be notified whenever I make some more of these videos. And other than that, have a great rest of your day, man. Peace.